In studio with us right now, corporate dietitian with the United Family of Stores. It's our good friend, Brenda Duby. Hey, Brenda.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thanks.
Well, what are we talking about today?
You know, we're going to talk about clean eating. I hear lots of people talking about this. I get lots of questions. People are getting their information all over the place.
Clean eating. Is that like clean food? What does that mean?
Well, that's exactly right.
All right. There you go.
There's no one definition of clean eating, and different people have different definitions depending on where they learned about it. To some people, it's just not eating a whole lot of processed foods. Okay, so fine. We can all agree that, you know, some of the like Twinkies or, you know, stuff like that might be more processed. Mm-hmm. But then the discrepancy becomes, well, then is bread processed or pasta processed because it's been altered from its original state? And so where does that fall? There is no one definition. My encouragement to people is, one, you have to use some common sense, and two, you know, stick with the shorter ingredient list. You know, we don't need to focus on who's doing wrong and who's doing right and judging other people in their eating. Just think about what's best for your body. And if you can recognize the ingredients, that's probably a better thing. Now, sugar has a very simple ingredient list. Doesn't mean that you should go to town on just adding sugar to everything. So there's where I'm talking about some common sense.
Right.
But the more that it comes from the animal or the ground, the whatever it is, probably the better it is for you. And that's a better general rule. Now, bread is not necessarily bad for you. If you've got a gluten problem, okay, maybe. So, you know, but bread that, you know, comes straight from our bakery is going to mold faster because it's just made, it doesn't have a lot of additives and so forth.
Right.
And I've heard people complain, and I tell them, but that's a good thing because there's not a lot of preservatives in there.
Right.
So, you know, it's stuff like that we can look at. And then a lot of those comes with cleansing, and you have to have everything green. Remember that all colors are good for you, especially when it comes to fruits and vegetables. And be careful with the juices, and having too many of those because calories and stuff. And then we go on a whole nother trail. So I always encourage people, just eat your food in moderation and just as close as the good Lord made it. Right.
And that's, if people have questions when they're at Market Street, if they're at United, there are always people around that they can kind of ask, and you know, especially if they go to the bakery, if they go to, if they're in the produce section, they can ask questions.
Yes, they can ask questions. Yeah. Our people are very knowledgeable, and if they don't know, they will find someone that will know. And so they're great at wanting to be able to help you and understand, you know, how to pick something or what's going to fit best for you. And again, you can email our dietitians and we'll do our best to help you as well.
All right. Brenda, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Good to see you.